Sometimes it's the simplest patches that just end up being the most efficient. So for context, I had just recently played a live set at 3-Wave Music, and it was an absolute blast. Got to meet, nerd out with a bunch of people and just talk all things synthesizers. And I had patched up my live setup in a way that I was using all three voices. So I have the DPO, the Loquelic Iteritas, and the Bassimilus Iteritas, my three voices that kind of give me the melodic content to a live set. So I got home from that, I rewatched it, I posted it on YouTube. If you haven't checked it out, you can go check it out right here. And I wanted to just start clean, start fresh, and start repatching and rewiring everything almost like right away. Like, what new possibilities could I open with this setup? And to be honest, I was trying to patch too much. I was trying to figure out how to use every single voice, modulate every single parameter on every module of every voice, and I was actually kind of taking steps backwards. I wasn't really liking what I was making, what was coming from it. So I simply just unpatched everything and decided, okay, I'm gonna work with the one voice that I felt like during my live set I didn't really touch that much. I actually only used it about 2 times throughout the entire set, and that would be the Loquelic Iteritas. So I wanted to think of a different way to patch it that would open up new creative possibilities. So what I did is that during the live set, I didn't use the Metropolix with the Loquelic whatsoever. So I decided to take the gate, put it into the modulate parameter of the Loquelic. And that's just going through maths right now for an envelope. And the pitch information is going through L.O.S before it reaches the Loquelic. And it gives it this weird, funky detuning effect. So before I ramble on even more, let's just listen to what this sounds like. So you can tell it's very percussive. I open up the envelope. And then a little bit of pitch. So you get some weird detuning effects kind of in between. So no pitch, all the pitch. So if I was sending the pitch directly into the L.O.S, this is the sequence that I would be getting, but by having the L.O.S attenuated before it goes into the Loquelic, you get those in between. And then of course I also patched up the Maestro to modulate other parameters like the morph, the fold, and the damp. So you can get really gritty. It can go really crazy real fast. All that just from this. So the point of this is that you don't need to patch everything. You don't need to use every voice. You don't need to use every single modulation point on all of your modules. Now, could I perform in a live setting with just one voice? Possibly. It would have to take a lot of creative brain power on my end, and other people can just very easily do something like that. But just the fact that I was sitting looking at my system, not being able to come up with anything rhythmical or good to my ear palette, and then just quickly patching one voice that I didn't really use during my live set with just a bunch of simple parameters ends up being something that is super groovy, super efficient. So let's listen to this in the context of a techno performance. Well, I hope I was able to somewhat articulate and kind of explain the simplicity of a patch like this. And already within 5 minutes of patching this, I already have a very solid foundation for an entire track. So if this inspired you in any way to go out and just make music, I really appreciate just dropping a thumbs up and subscribing to this channel. It's greatly appreciated. And if there's anything that I can do to improve on these videos, feedback is always appreciated in the comments below. And until then, see you guys next time.